You might not think it is possible to edit a RAW file from start to finish in literally just one click, but let me show you this one right here. So I'm just clicking on a preset and that's it. That's literally it. Or this one right here, editing it by clicking on a preset and it's done. Or another one, this one right here, boring, dull, click on a preset and it's fully edited. So let me be very clear, this is actually a complete edit really in one click. It's not just a filter that applies some color, it's not anything like that. The way you can do that within Lightroom is actually do an adjustment to your picture. So let's say you do all of the highlights, shadows, color, whatever. You can actually save that into a preset by going into the top left, clicking on the plus sign and going and just adding new presets with the settings you want to synchronize. And then in the future, you can take that preset and just apply it to any of your future pictures and it will edit it automatically according to that to these saved settings. It goes without saying that not every preset works for every picture, and I would actually recommend you to create multiple presets in different looks with different settings, different color adjustments, exposures, and maybe contrasty one, maybe not a contrasty one, and that way you have a bunch of presets to choose from for various different pictures. So what I thought is I'm just going to show you some of my presets in Lightroom and how I just go through them, edit some pictures, and I think that's the best way of showing you. So this is a raw file of a Scottish road, and on the top left I've got my presets here, and there are about like 25 or 30 presets, and as I go through them it will actually show me how that will look. So black and white, crisp and dreamy looks pretty cool, or dark and dramatic. And I mean, it goes without saying that not every preset works for every photo. For example, dreamy is way too magenta-ish here, that's more for something for sunset photos. Or night blue, it would just be something completely weird looking and it's more intended for city pictures. But if I go to like very orange, it looks really cool in my opinion compared to before and after. Or the next photo, I've prepared a few raw files here just so I can give you a good example. Here, let's see, let's just scroll through them. That's a little bit much. Vintage is definitely not working here. Very orange again, it's actually one of my favorite presets that I've done, but you can just see how it looks from before to after and just one click. And let's say, maybe the orange is a little bit too much, so I want to bring that more into the yellows. I'm just going to go down into the hue, bring that more towards the yellows, and that's it. So a lot of times you will adjust a photo with a preset that overall looks great, but sometimes there's just some small thing in the color, or maybe it's too dark, so you want to bring up the exposure a little bit, or the sky is too bright, so you want to add an extra graduated filter with negative exposure. That is something you will have to do a lot with the presets, but it's really not a thing to edit your photo 100%. It's just all about bringing it like 80 or 90% there and giving you a certain very unique look for pretty much most of pictures in most circumstances. And I want to show you some more here just for an example. I've tried out a bunch of presets on this photo right here, and you can see blue teal. Look at how different that looks from start to finish. And even if I would edit this from start, but manually, it would take me like 10 minutes at least, and then I have to figure out all of the sliders anew with every picture. So here there's a bunch. Okay, so this one is a great example. It looks absolutely terrible. So this goes to show that not every preset works for every photo, but this one, vintage, gives us a very unique look. Very orange again, definitely my favorite preset. It works just for a lot of pictures, really good. Punchy colors, you can make it brighter, darker. It doesn't really work that well here. Over the top is, well, I guess what it sounds like, but it definitely does work. Let's go on to another one. So winter magic, yeah, it doesn't work. Vintage looks kind of interesting, very orange again. Oh, subtle. Actually, I think subtle works pretty well here. It's not too much, not too much adjustment at all. And what I've been trying to do is really have a bunch of different presets for all situations. If I want to have a very colorful adjustment, I can do that. I have a preset for that. If I want to have just a little bit of adjustment, I can also do that. And that's just something I would also recommend you to do if you want to create your own presets for yourself to use, or if you get them from like any other person. That way you just have more options to get certain different styles for a more wide variety of pictures, because again, like every picture is different and some presets might look great on one photo and just look terrible on the other. And this is actually a city picture of Hong Kong, one of my recent favorites. And this one, Dark City, is a very selective color one, just a little bit of blue tones, a lot of like black tones, contrasty. This one is way too warm here. City, it's a lot more colorful than Dark City, but it just really brings out all of the colors and makes it look so much cooler. I mean, just look at that. From before, after, that's so cool. And then here, I've actually edited this photo just recently, and I have a preset specifically made for this picture, so I guess it's kind of, you know, a perfect situation for me to show off. But again, from before to night blue, it looks really, really cool in my opinion. Whereas I think, yeah, very orange doesn't work that great for my style, whereas it worked great for other landscapes. And going to another photo here, Paris Eiffel Tower. Yeah, there's just a bunch of different styles to choose from. I think subtle again works pretty well, but maybe I can find something better. Night vibes definitely doesn't work here, maybe just a bit. Oh yeah, that looks pretty cool actually as well. And let's see, maybe a final one. So again, just a raw file. Let's try applying blue teal, winter magic, brass doesn't really work, night vibes over the top. You know, there's a bunch of different ones. Actually, I like punchy colors here quite a bit. So these are actually my 25 presets, and I do sell them. I just brought them out because I really tried to fine-tune them for quite a long time to make sure they work for a lot of different pictures and give a very unique look for every preset. But if you want to check them out, they're in the link in the video description. You can just get them, and I mean, I do charge $25 for them, so I understand if you might not want to pay that, but I do think they're really cool to edit photos, especially landscapes, cityscapes, and night pictures. I kind of mainly use them for that, although they're quite versatile as well. And if you don't want to buy mine, you know, there's other people who sell their presets, which give you a very unique look in their kind of style, or you can just create your own, which of course is free, and that way you can have your portfolio to just edit faster and more efficiently and get all of these different looks. But again, if you want to check out my presets, just take a look about some before and afters with different styles, then check out the link in the video description. Of course, it's much appreciated if you actually decide to buy them. And that's been pretty much it for today, so I really hope you found this kind of interesting, and I would really recommend you to at least try them out and, you know, create your own ones, because as I said, in the past I never really wanted to do that. I always thought I wanted to edit a picture from start completely, but then only recently I really discovered that I actually personally really like using presets. So yeah, thank you very much for watching.